Well, happy Monday, everyone. I thought I'd address a question that came up from a member today, and it's a very common question about preferences and where your votes go. Now, I'll let Lying Labour's Julian Hill show you why it's not a surprise that this question keeps popping up.
So let's be really clear. A vote for Clive Palmer is a vote for Scott Morrison. I urge you not to be fooled by this.
Well, contrary to what Mr. Julian Hill from the Lying Labor Party would have you believe, how about we, to put this to bed once and for all, go straight to the source? This is the Australian Electoral Commission website. Just going to interact with this here. Hello. Interact. There we go. So, this is the AEC website on how to vote, especially for the House of Representatives, where I am running for the seat of Griffith for the United Australia Party. How to complete your ballot paper. To vote for a member of the House of Representatives, you are required to write the number 1 in the box next to the candidate who is your first choice. Add the numbers 2, 3, and so on against all other candidates until the boxes have been numbered in order of your preference. Ballot papers must be marked according to the rules for voting so they do not create informal votes. So here's an example of a legitimate vote where every House of Representatives candidate is numbered 1 through to the end. A formal vote. To make a formal vote on the House of Representatives ballot paper, you need to number every box with a series of consecutive numbers according to your preference. Now down the bottom, if it's an informal vote, will be if it's blank or unmarked, if it has ticks or crosses, has writing on it which identifies the voter, a number is repeated, the voter's intention is not clear, or it has not received the official mark of the presiding officer and not considered authentic. Now note down here, the only exception they make to numbering every box, if a House of Representatives ballot paper has all squares numbered consecutively but one, then it is assumed that the unmarked square constitutes the last preference and the ballot paper will be deemed formal. So if you order them all in order of your preference and leave the last one blank, they will assume that that's your last choice and count all the rest as your preferences. So they've even got a handy little link here. Let's practice voting in the House of Representatives on a fake ballot paper. Here we go, sample only. Now let's order these. So say if we want to go 1, let's select 1 and then try to submit this ballot paper. Sorry, you can't do that. You've left 1 or more boxes blank. Okay? So what this means, despite Lying Labour's and Lying Mainstream Media's repetition of this scandal of a vote for Clive or for a United Australia Party candidate or a Freedom candidate in any party is going to end up in a major party vote that you don't want, the rules are, the laws are, you number the boxes yourself. Nobody, unless they're committing voter fraud, can reorder those numbers for you. So the official policy of all the freedom parties is we want to put the majors last, third last Liberal, second last Labor, last Greens. We want to send the established political industry in this country a message. We want to get average people who are not slimy, lying career politicians into the government to represent the people of this country, not people who have been groomed since their teenage years to be representatives of overseas global interests like Pfizer, the WF, and the UN. That's the plan. Put the majors last. And if you vote for any of the United Australia Party candidates, well, it's not a vote for Clive because Clive himself is running for the Senate. I'm running for the House of Representatives in Griffith. So if you vote for me, there's no way that there's some shady mechanism behind the scenes that can reorder your vote to go to someone you don't like. You set your preferences. Now, it is so easy to clear up this lie. You can just go straight to the website. So why do people keep lying about it? In particular, Lying Labor. Because they are the establishment. As long as I've been alive, there has been essentially a two-party system Liberal, Labor, Liberal, Labor. Now, what they figured out is that if they keep that system going, they all essentially stay in power. Now, the opposition might pay lip service to the current government, but then they switch and they vote together and all this sort of stuff. But there is a trend towards a further encroached political establishment machine. Now, it's not meant to be like that. It's meant to be a democracy with people from the country representing the people of the country. Okay? Not beholden to overseas interests and globalism and all that sort of stuff. So, you can vote for whoever you want, regardless of what lying Labor say. I'm very sorry we have to clear this up again. And the reason they keep lying about it is because they want to stay in power, because a lot of these people are weak, useless liars. That's all it comes down to. So vote for me, vote for United Australia Party, vote for a Freedom Party, change things up a little bit. Okay? Thanks.